Hey guys, happy Friday. Today is Friday, March 22nd, 2019. I can't believe it. Welcome back to the TED Show. If you haven't seen our first two shows, you definitely missed out, but you don't want to miss out on this. This is Nicole Dupre next to me. Did I say it right?
Yes,
I
Dupre.
see I did it. And then I have Cabana. God dog it. I knew I was going to mess it up. Cabana Macabre. Next to me, look how beautiful she is, both of them. And then we have Kirt Earhart next to us.
Yeah, I'm off screen right now.
He's going to come on.
I'll be on in a few.
So let us know you can hear us and see us. That's always the most important thing. We have a lot to talk about, a lot to learn today. I'm very excited to have this show. Instead of doing two shows, we combine them into one. And we want to talk about opera. We want to talk about burlesque. We want to talk about our community, all sorts of fantastic things.
Yes.
So welcome to the show.
Thanks.
So who should we start with, Nicole? Should we start with Cabana first?
This is her first
All right, Cabana,
time
this is your first
being
time.
here.
So we'd like to know your origin story. Tell us a little bit about you. Tell us, where you're from, how you got to this place. You can share whatever you want on the show, and you can just tell us about you because people don't know you.
Okay. Well,
I mean, my people, yeah. Maybe they do.
typically, one of my taglines, I like to tell people that I'm the illegitimate child of Delta Burke and a surly alligator.
Nice.
Yes. Well, I'm the siren of the swamp, and that is my thing that I go by. And
Siren of the Swamp.
yes. And so I am, as far as I know, the only opera singing burlesque dancer south of the Mason-Dixon. And so I sing in most of my acts. I do mostly nerdlesque. For example, I've got a show tonight where I'm doing Ian Malcolm and Ripley, which is why my hair's already done for Ripley from Aliens. And
Wait, so I've got to know. All right, so this is what I have to redirect just for a second. So you were born and you were a burlesque performer, and so just a little background.
Yes.
Delta Burke's daughter. All of a sudden, people like to know how you got to where you're at.
okay.
Musical theater
Well,
background.
when I was a young lass, I was a keen imitator, and I used to hear opera playing around the house and stuff like that, and I would go, I can do that. And so I would imitate all of the singers that I heard, and I eventually went to school for it, and also minored in mortuary science. And when I got out of college, I spent a few years working in the funeral business and at the medical examiner's office. And then I got a job with my first opera company about 5 years ago. And then little by little, I've been performing with more opera companies, but I also got into burlesque and pinup stuff about 3 or 4 years ago. And now all of my opera background is really making the burlesque career take off.
So define burlesque for people who didn't watch the Cher and Christina Aguilera movie.
Well, I didn't watch it either, so
And so we don't really know what the younger crowd maybe doesn't necessarily know what burlesque is.
it is a segment of vaudeville. It's a type of, it's almost like it's stripping, but with much more theatrics and costumes. There's clowning involved, there's sideshow, there is traditional hoochie coochie type dancing. We've also got what? When I say hoochie coochie, I'm saying like think fringe, think lots and lots of fringe and sequins.
Like more Betty Page than Pam Anderson, right?
Well, I don't know if Pam ever stripped, but Betty
See, here it
definitely.
comes.
Tempest.
Hello.
Yep, there they go.
You're fine.
But it's just dancing and taking your clothes off, but it's theater too, and it's so many forms of entertainment all rolled up into one thing. And you don't necessarily have to strip. You don't have to strip down to a certain level of nudity, but there's often nudity implied.
Do you sing while you?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so it's really it's complex. There's a lot of things going on. It's theater. I love it.
It's theater, but there's always an element of a wink and a smile to it. There's, it's tassel twirling, and there's a lot of talent
See, I'm aware of this, thankfully, because I've been to several shows. But a lot of people Google tassel twirling, and you'll figure out what that means later. I love it, though. So, but you've made this is your career, this is your passion. You've made this, and then it's interesting to combine something that has this classical art to it, opera, and have burlesque involved too. You're bringing multiple genres together.
Yes.
Which I love. I think it's awesome. Now,
That's what drew me to her.
I was going to ask you. So, tell us a little bit about you, and then I want to know how you two met. So, this is Nicole.
Hi, I'm Nicole Dupre. I am the creative director and founder of Opera del Sol, and also the creative director of Central Florida Vocal Arts. And I've been a hair, makeup, and wig designer in Orlando for 10 years. And a year and a half ago, I decided that I wanted to start my own organization where we took this classical art form and delivered it in really cool and unique spaces and in unique ways. So I'm on a mission to make opera sexy again and to deliver it to parts of the community that I think haven't been exposed to it. And I want to create shows and opportunities that combine different levels of art forms, because you'll see that in our community is full of people like Cabana that have all these really unique talents. And why not try to create things that nobody's ever done while highlighting who we are? Because I'm just really, really passionate about having a really positive impact on our artistic identity as a city, and I just want to take all that creativity and try to do something new.
Because, like you were saying, opera is, so you think of opera, I think of Helga in the Viking outfit, or
Right.
Barbara Seville, and so you're taking a different art form and kind of combining those together.
And honestly, that's kind of what I used to think. And I had this really cool opportunity like 10 years ago after I went to skincare school and I got a degree at the International Dermal Institute, where I got a chance to go backstage and then just volunteering, and then when I was hired as a designer, you get brought on months ahead of time. And so if I'm going to research an opera that I've never heard about, then I hear the story. And then once you realize that opera is about love and sex and passion and murder and betrayal, you're like, why the hell are we delivering it in this like boring way?
Amen.
And I have this background in special effects makeup, and again, friends like Cabana, so why not try to take this and keep that story, but deliver it in a new way? Because I think that we can create this sexy culture, because I think that's who we are. And with things like the Dr. Phillips Performing Arts Center being built, and just new other opportunities, why not?
By the way, I think you should use the hashtag, think about it, opportunities.
I did. If you saw my TikTok, I had this really,
Lost that.
I know.
That's amazing. All right, so how did you two meet? How did you guys meet, and then how did you decide to collaborate?
I think the first time we met was for the auditions for our very, very first show was Opera Wars. And
Oh, you were in Opera Wars?
Yes.
Fantastic.
I basically walked in and I said, hey, I already have a metal bra.
And I was like, yes.
Sold! You're in. We don't know how, but you're going to be in. Thank you.
And what did you sing? I remember you.
I already have a
like
metal
really
bra.
Cool
That's
song, too.
awesome.
Was it from Spamalot or something, or Monty Python? What did you sing? You sang. It was something that was like really cool. Everybody was doing.
Okay. Yeah. No, I sang Whatever Happened to My Part.
Yeah.
From Spamalot.
See?
From Spamalot. So everyone's
Amazing.
coming in with these traditional arias, and she comes in, says, "I have a metal bra, and I'm going to sing something from Spamalot." And I'm like, "Okay, you get who we are."
You're in.
Like, and so that's kind of that's our vibe, So that's what we're doing.
And you, what Opera del Sol is doing so much of is, I love the opera on, and there's a reason. I want you to explain what that means. You're doing so many things that are different, trying to expose people in our community and let them know, like you said, it's love, it's sex, it's murder, it's intrigue, it's passion. And so there's so much going on, but you're bringing it to the people.
Yeah. So we started this Opera On series last summer where we did opera on a Lynx bus. And then we did opera on the limo. And then on that limo, we did a 5-restaurant pop-up tour where we actually did a pop-up at Maxine's, where we helped to promote the first wine harvest for a wine distributor. And then in December, we rewrote The Gift of the Magi, and that was on board a Sunrail train, and Cabana was in that
really
as well.
fun.
That was so fun. And so now we're kind of continuing that.
What do people say? So when you're on, hey Maxine, She says Cabana's awesome. She's a
hi,
Maxine
Maxine.
favorite. She's a superstar.
Yes, she is.
So what do people
I'm
say?
channeling you today, Maxine. I thought
Yes,
of you
look at you.
when I got dressed today.
They both look so beautiful, and
Aw.
Kirt looks incredibly handsome over there, and he's going to pop on whenever he wants.
I'm so glad I didn't
So
wear
what do
my
you do?
black
So what
t-shirt.
happens? What happens when you're on the Lynx bus, when you're on the Sunrail, and you all just start belting out opera?
It was incredible. So the Lynx bus was a definite pop-up. So nobody knew except the mayor's office, because it was cool because the mayor actually joined us.
I saw that. It's awesome.
And so that was really amazing because the sheer surprise was incredible. And we actually had 2 gentlemen that stayed on 5 stops past just because they wanted to hear it. And then Sunrail, tell me what your vibe was. I mean, it was pretty amazing, right?
I thought I was so excited because we had so many guests, people who there was promotion beforehand, and there were people who dressed up for just riding the train with us.
Did they
because it was
really?
Set in,
Oh, that's so
It was set in like 1899, 1900 type. I guess what era? Is that?
Victorian-ish, Edwardian,
Yeah.
probably. Yeah, I think you're
Yeah,
right.
there were all these people who were dressed like it was.
So they got dressed
Industrial
up because you
Revolution.
had done
and
the
the costume,
promo.
They were already a part of the
love
vibe,
that.
and
That's
it was really fun. There were a lot of people who weren't in the show whatsoever, and they were just like, "Hey, we're gonna help out with your mood." And then there was so many children who were just sucked into the entire
Sure.
thing. The whole story just sold so amazingly well, and it was a story I hadn't really listened to or paid attention to since I was a little kid, and looking at it through new eyes and framing it inside this new operatic way, it was really, really lovely, and I had a great time with that.
I think it's so important to there's so many things in history that this has happened with. You want to bring it down. You want to bring it to people who normally either you're intimidated by it. I think a lot of people are intimidated by opera.
Right.
I think they don't know what to expect. They don't want to seem like they're stupid if they go to an opera and they can't understand the language.
That's the biggest thing.
And-
Right, and I think that's kind of really when we chose Opera Wars in the beginning, we thought, okay, well, our very first show, let's take something and kind of curate the songs that go with an English spoken script.
Right.
And really, little by little, what we're doing is giving you a taste. So eventually, as we grow and we do bigger performances, that hopefully we've educated you along the way and really made you a fan. Because I just feel like if we can deliver it in these unique ways, that you can start to fall in love with it in your own way. Because not everybody has had 25 years of knowledge from going, from their childhood. So if you just see something down the street and you see some sexy opera singer, you're like, oh.
I mean, I'm going to tell you.
Tell me more about that.
My experience
right?
as a child, you guys are not old enough, but Bugs Bunny used to do, there was an episode with Barbara
Yep.
Seville, right?
Yes.
I mean, you
Yes.
had the
Killer
hand up. I mean,
Rabbit,
listen,
Killer
Killer Rabbit.
Rabbit.
And he had the Viking thing on. And so that's my exposure as a child to
Exactly.
opera. And so, I mean, it's funny. But then you saw like Pretty Woman had that experience.
Yeah,
and
Godfather.
And she didn't have
Godfather.
to understand the language to know what was happening. She's
Correct.
weeping and she doesn't speak Italian, and I thought that was
Oh,
awesome. And then we
that's
had
my favorite.
one of my introductions, aside from the Bugs Bunny thing, was Mrs. Doubtfire.
Oh, yes,
the
you're
opening
right.
sequence
Yeah,
of Mrs.
yeah,
Doubtfire is Robin Williams singing Largo a Factotum from Barbara Seville. And
That's
but he's
right.
playing this bird singing inside the thing, and I was just like, and I remember
Forgot
being
about
8 or 9 years old, going, anybody can do this. And so, me being 8 or 9, walking around the house singing that song because I knew it from Mrs. Doubtfire, and then later Nana plays Phantom, and I'm like, I can do that.
It's amazing, right? All right, Kirt Earhart's just joined us. Say hi to Kirt. I mean, they came
Hello,
on screen. I have to.
everybody. Hello,
I
hello.
can't say, hey, there's the guy.
I'm the guy from
Oh,
the
there
back
he is.
row right here, right now.
You belong in the front row,
But,
Kirt.
but I appreciate all of that. But right now, it's really kind of wickety whack that I'm sitting back and getting on with this opera attack that's about to happen here at Maxine's on Shine and Opera del Sol with Ted Bogert's show. Oh my, don't you know? You do want to be in the know. So let's get on with this little radium flow. And oh, by the way, we're having a little rosé by our good friends at Shandon out of Napa Valley right now. So a little tasty treat that we do want you to feel most complete, and a little raise of the glass, a little touch of class. And so with that, I'll get off my
Listen.
my little diatribe. Yeah,
we like
yes.
Poet Laureate of
You're one
Orlando.
of my favorite people in the whole world. I
Yeah.
like we sat down and I was like, I really hope he's gonna go off on one.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, you missed
Yeah.
our toast earlier. It was so
the
good.
original Kurt, what do you
It's
call
so
that?
awesome.
Kurt Flow?
A Kurt
Yeah,
Flow.
yeah, you know, and that's it. We get to get on with a little radiant glow, and keep that show in the flow. So well put, Miss Nicole. Yes, and that kind of thing. So, and it's a blessing to be right here today, and to all of you that are paying attention, because I know you do, with Ted and everything that he does, because he's always bringing us ways to be better in our life, ways to better appreciate the city beautiful. He feels it most dutiful as I pat him right here on the shoulder right now, and he gives us that beautiful thing that somehow every day we're going to find another path that's good in our lives, and we're getting to thrive. And right now this ain't no jive, because I got Nicole and Cabana by my side. Right over here got Ted too. So we just want to bring it through and through for you. So yeah.
How can you not
All right,
smile when
there's
he
two of them.
does
There's
this?
two.
I
There's
know.
two.
They need to
All
have
right,
like
that's
a
it.
rap battle.
Yeah.
Like an Orlando rap
I want to
battle.
put on a sideshow so you can be the part.
I know. All right. So tell people who don't know you who you are, Max. Jesus.
You know what, Ted? It's okay. I am Mr.
Kurt.
Maxine. It's oftentimes that's the scene. Yeah. So anyway, so Kurt, hey, I'm Kurt from Maxine's on Shine, and thank you to all of you that come out and dine at our place and show us a social grace and show up with your face and the smiles all the way around, and you just do what you do, and hopefully we take care of you. So we got a little place called Maxine's on Shine, and the reason that I'm getting here to divine all of this that's going on and making it most strong is because on Tuesday night, we're going to have Opera del Sol. Opera del Sol is coming to you right here, making opera sexy again. Opera is on the menu at Maxine's, y'all. It's going to be happening this Tuesday night. Can't wait to have you in. Nicole and her team are going to provide a most delicious bite. And oh, by the way, my award-winning Dining Hall of Fame chef, he's got everything laid out too. So you're going to get beautiful opera. Cabana's going to be performing. Nicole's going to be directing, getting everything going on. 2 courses, a drink, and the show, $40.
Where do you
Did you say that?
get that?
I did say
it
that.
again.
I know. I think
Like
my
the
partners are saying, why are you
award-winning
saying
They're
this?
probably
Yeah.
saying that for sure.
$40 this Tuesday night, Maxine's on Shine, located in Colonial Town South, 337 North Shine Avenue, 407-674-6841. I always have to throw that in. Ted, I learned that when I go on radio. They always make me have to say it. So
I love it.
I
You
hope
should.
you don't mind.
Not at
that
all.
kind of thing. So go online, make a reservation right now. We're going to have a beautiful night. It's going to be elegant. It's going to be fun. And we want to make this a regular part of what we do at Maxine's on Shine. And so that's me and what we're doing. And feeling most freely. And a great time to be here at the Citrus Club. And looking over I-4 and everything that everybody else has got to go out there and go do right now. Hopefully that does not involve you, because you're not watching this if you are. And if you are, you drive a car much better than I do. So anyway, yeah.
Wonderful. All right. So talk about Tuesday.
Yeah, so Tuesday we Opera on the Menu continue with that Opera On series, and it's a collaboration. We're co-hosting it with Maxine's, and doors open at 6. The show starts at 7. We have Cabana and another singer, Sarah Stead. We're going to do a little sugar and spice. So she's going to do
Nice.
some
I
flirty.
love that.
Sarah, Sarah will do some flirty and some sweet things, and we have Cabana coming in with the sultry, cool, collaborative stuff.
yeah,
so I
she
can't
is.
wait.
I love it.
It's going to be a lot of fun. So, do you want to tell us about some of the things that we have on the menu? So, not only are you going to be excited to hear, but you're going to be excited to eat what we have on the menu.
If you have
as
not
well.
eaten at Maxine's
I
on
know.
Shine, you are
It's so
missing
good.
out.
You are.
My God, their
Thank you
brunch
all.
is insane. Their food overall, it's just amazing. Everything about Maxine's, it's home. That's what you feel like when you go.
Thank you, Ted. Thank you very much. And so, and to your point, Nicole. So on this night, so the 2-course meal, you're going to have a choice. You can get an appetizer or a dessert, along with an entree item of some of our classics. Chicken Maxine's, chicken marsala done the proper way. One thing that Maxine always said was, I can't stand having this chicken breast, and I'm trying to cut it over the skinny pasta, and I'm wearing a beautiful dress, and like Nicole is doing, and Cabana is doing right now. They don't want to get any splashes on that. Not that a lot of us would like to help them out with that, but I'm just saying,
Wasn't sure where we were going with that.
Well,
Chicken-
no, it's
Chicken
give
Maxine's
me
Penne.
$20 and I'll clean myself up.
There you go.
No hands.
That'll be going on. We're gonna
Friday
have trout.
afternoon,
We're gonna have
folks.
Idaho trout, farm raised, beautiful lemon caper butter sauce over the top of that. Chef select vegetables and risotto or potatoes of the day. It's gonna be wonderful. You know, your starter course is gonna be a beautiful bruschetta. By the way, my good friend Consuelo Bellini, who works for Gucci in Rome, she say, Kurt, no bruschetta, it is a bruschetta.
Bruschetta. That's what you're supposed
Yeah,
to
so
say.
we'll have that on there. A
Arrabbiata.
beautiful house-made soup, different things, some desserts. I'm going to pick out some great wines for you to enjoy across the line, and I'm going to tell you, it's going to be a phenomenal time. It's limited admittance to this event. It's going to be a wonderful time. We'd love to have you out and come see us.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
it's going to be really exciting. It's one of our first times that we're doing this dinner collaboration. And I mean, I think it fits. What I'm so excited about is I've been going to Maxine's for so long. And I feel her vibe. And I think that it's really exciting for me for what, our message is, wanting to really be a part of the community. To have a collaboration like Maxine makes me, makes
And if
me
you haven't been to
excited.
Maxine's, it's the space, like Nicole was saying. You just feel so good. There's a great
Art all
vibe
over
in
the
there.
walls. You got the chapel in
There's
the back.
a little stage at the top when you
Yeah.
walk into the
Thanks.
right. I mean, everybody is in a good place, a good mood, and you feel good when you're there.
Just want you coming into the parlor of a friend's home.
Yeah,
And when we
that's-
started the place, my wife had 3 words: sexy, comfortable, delicious. So if we can do that across the board, you're going to have a great time. And we cannot wait to have Opera del Sol in the house this Tuesday night. This Tuesday night,
Yes.
doors at 6, show at 7. We're going to have a lot of fun.
I want to miss it.
Yes.
So you're performing. Are you sugar or spice, Cabana?
I'm spice.
You're spice.
very
How did I
spice.
know that?
I was gonna say,
I
and
kn- I mean,
it's
I
funny
had to
because
ask.
most of my rep fits in sugar. And so it was like, oh, but I'm adorable. What have I got in my background? And so I'm like, okay, we're gonna have to pull out some of my more racy B-sides, but we got this.
I like it. It's gonna be awesome.
And it's like, and so I asked her if I could put in some of my burlesque rep, and instead of
Nice.
because I was suggesting songs, and she's like, oh well, Sarah's doing that one. I'm like, oh, okay, well, what about this slutty little thing? And she's just like, yes,
Yes, I think that was yes.
We're gonna-
Yeah.
slutty, yes.
All right, so before I ask Nicole about April 14th,
Yes.
you also wanted to promote some things you have coming up,
Oh,
Cabana.
yes. Tonight I have a show at the venue called Cult Status Burlesque, and it is it is their second show. It's a whole new burlesque troupe that is put together by Edith Meout and Pistol Mercy, and they are amazing.
Pistol Mercy.
Pistol Mercy. She's anti-firearm, but she makes men shoot. She's great. She's
I mean, I
she's
set
the
it up.
reigning
I had
comedy
to-
queen for Parliament House and
Oh,
all this
my
like
gosh.
multiple award-winning
Awesome.
drag and burlesque performer. And yeah, Pistol's incredible. So is Edith. We actually went to Burley Picks last year, and as a reigning in our categories, our respective categories, and we all competed at nationals last year together. But they put together a thing where basically it's all burlesque centered on cult classics. So like last month they did a thing on The Room. So there was a Tommy Wiseau act, there was Mommy Dearest, and so on. So tonight, one of the things that I've got going on, I've got an Ian Malcolm tribute for those who love Jurassic Park, and I've also got Ellen Ripley down to the Power Loader costume. And it's filthy.
Nice. And it's
And
filthy.
we've got some performers
I've heard
from
some
out of
words
town coming down,
today.
like all the way from Savannah, Atlanta, and people coming from South Florida. It's going to be incredible. And
Love
then
it.
tomorrow night, I have another show at the venue as well, and that's Blacklist Babes Cabaret. It is The Lawless and the Damned. It's all Western Gothic, all singing, all dancing. We've got a full live band with a fiddle player, stand-up bass, guitars, drums, like everything that we need. Our band is the Fine Prince, and it's composed. And piano. We have former members of the Mud Flappers who have formed our nameless ghouls country band for this horrible, ghoulish burlesque set inside the ghost town of Lawless. And it is it's our baby, and it's our brand new thing, but it's one night only, tomorrow night at the venue. so March 23rd. Tickets are on sale for that right now if you look up Blacklist Babes Cabaret, but also check out Cult Status Burlesque and see our second show tonight. It's all sequels tonight. So we've got stuff from like Batman Forever, Ghostbusters, Lord of the Rings, and
Who can say we don't have fun
Right?
culture in Orlando?
I know.
Disney people.
I know. And you said that was at the venue?
That's at the venue. They're both at the venue Orlando, but two totally different troops. Just
All right, so we're going to share all of that, though. And tell us about the 14th
Yeah,
before
so
we head out.
so we are ending our season with Opera on Eola, which is going to be a free mini music festival at the Lake Eola Amphitheater on April 14th. That is a Sunday, so it's going to be from noon to 4. So kind of like a Sunday Fun Day vibe. We're going to have vendor tables, food trucks, live art. So we've set up the programming so you can kind of just stop by. You know what? Most Sundays we're walking around Lake Eola anyway. So
that.
bring a blanket, have a seat. We're sponsored by Orange Blossom Brewing. And it's going to be, I think it's going to be a really good time. So again, April 14th, free Sunday Fun Day. But most importantly, next Tuesday, opera on the menu.
Opera on the So we're going to share
Yeah.
the information about Tuesday, the information about Cabana's shows tonight and tomorrow night. We're going to share about April 14th after we're done. And once we post the show, we're going to share all of their contact information, how you can reach out to them.
Yeah, we're going to make it so you will not ever forget who Opera del Sol is. We're
So
gonna be
any
everywhere.
parting words of wisdom
Yes.
for them? Anything you want to share
If
before
I
we
could,
head
real
out?
quick, Ted. Real quick,
Please.
just real quick. Yeah, so for sharing. So tomorrow, if you guys are out and about, United We Brunch is going on at the Orchid Ballroom, and Orlando Weekly puts this on. We'll be there tomorrow doing our chicken sausage gravy waffles. It's going to be a waffle cone, chicken that's breaded in it with sausage gravy. You get to walk around, enjoy that. Opera del Sol, definitely on Tuesday night. And then we do also have a special thing coming up soon. If y'all are interested in erotica and Epicurean delights, check into our first ever Sensual Supper Club and send us a
I'll be there.
message. We'll leave it
Sensual.
I'm
there.
performing.
We're going to leave it there.
Yeah,
We're going to leave it there.
I'm
I'm in that show.
We're going to leave it there.
All right.
There might be somebody here that's performing in that show. Yeah.
Any parting words of wisdom for the ladies before we head out?
Yes, clean your brushes.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. Just operadelsol.org. You be on the lookout. Join us next Tuesday and Opera on Eola on April 14th. And if you happen to listen to Real Radio 104.1 at 4:45, you can catch me on the Jim Colbart Show today. Every Friday I have a behind-the-scenes segment, again at 4:45 on 104.1.
You guys are a joy. How can you not be happy about the amazing things that we have going on in our community? We have so much. Get outside the west part of the town and come downtown and get involved in the things that are here. There's so much more than just the regular tourist traps, nothing against them. But there's so much more that you can do and be engaged with. And again, we're going to share all of the links to everything that these wonderful people we're talking about today. Thank you guys for being on the show.
Thanks for having us.
You're awesome. I love
guy in
you
the back
guys.
row.
Come on,
Very
the
nice.
guy in the
Yes,
back
yes.
row.
Guy in the back
That
row, yeah.
was amazing.
Love these girls. Love this guy.
Amazing.
Great stuff.
Amazing. We love you guys. We'll see you back soon.